Hello and welcome here to Eala Bhan. We're here for a Sligo show special. We're here with the main man himself, Anthony Gray of Eala Bhan and Hooked, the fabulous new cafe restaurant. It kind of is a mixture, hybrid of all. So you're coming into your silly season here, so not long to go till the Christmas period, so you must be getting warmed up and teamed up and getting all the rotas done and everything.
Absolutely. Look, it's great. We've had our first Christmas party in last night.
Oh, okay.
And, it's kicking off. What we've done, what we try to do all the time is we try to adapt, change our menus with seasons. We have a brand new menu down the road in Hooked. That's going really, really well. And we've another menu here now in Eala Bhan, and that's flying it as well.
So it's a whole new, you freshen things up every year for the Christmas party season. So what can we expect? I mean, we all know the quality between the two venues, but any new specials, or is there something you'd be going for yourself if you're coming in for a party?
There's a few new specials, and look at different things come in season. So you have venison is now in season. Okay. And there's we got some beautiful loins of venison here in Eala Bhan. And then there's different fruits and stuff like that have all came. They're coming into season as well, and obviously just recently we had pumpkins for Halloween, and we made a beautiful pumpkin pesto. Sure, look, it's easy to cook once you have good produce and once you have local produce.
Yeah. Well, I know that's a big part of your thing, and we'll come back to that in a moment. But I'm always intrigued. So when it comes to this season, do you go out kind of doing your own little research of what might be new or what might be fresh, or testing produce, or how does that whole process come about with creating a menu? Is it yourself and the chef, or do you actually go out and lots of research? And
not so much researching, Brendan, but I suppose what I've done is I've always kept my finger on the pulse as regards food trends.
Yeah.
And that's very important because people's eating habits change, and sometimes they just want something totally different. But obviously then I'd sit down with the chefs. I write all the menus in both places myself, but we'd collaborate together. And that's the key, I suppose, to running a successful business, is that, there has to be collaboration there, especially in a restaurant where, you talk to the chef, you say, look, I think this idea could work. How can we adapt it? How can we change it? How can we make it funky? And then obviously taste it, which is very important, and make sure that it's seasoned well. And, once you can get good ingredients, and Sligo has an abundance of
it's a huge part of both your businesses always. Who would be your main kind of suppliers around? It's all Sligo, a lot of Sligo.
We have so many suppliers. It's unreal from the west of Ireland and from Sligo. So for instance, you'd have Sherlock's in Tubbercurry. Derek Sherlock, he supplies us with all our beef, all our lamb, all our chicken. We have pork from Ross's Point from Brendan Feeney. We have, local vegetables. We have Ross Inver, the organic centre in Ross Inver. At the moment, they're bringing us in stunning vegetables. And when you taste something like that, compared to something that you buy, and I won't name businesses.
No, but just a standard supermarket
stuff.
General.
Oh my God, it's chalk and cheese.
Okay.
And we get our cheeses from Dozio, pardon the pun.
In Sligo?
No, Dozio's North Mayo.
Oh right, okay. So still local.
Danilio Dozio, North Mayo. Andrew Farm makes my father's recipe for that he handed down to me. He makes this Joe Gray sausages that we serve in Hooked.
In Hooked, and a great sausage they are. I always enjoyed the
they're
brunch
lovely.
there.
There's 80% pork and 20% fat, and then rusk and seasonings go into them. So look at it.
Obviously, the seafood is obviously a big element around Sligo as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, seafood. We're lucky in the summer. I get some local fish off the local fishmongers, and then most of my fish and most of the fish that you'd find in Sligo, that comes in from Killybegs.
It's just up the road.
Yeah,
keeping it northwest.
Exactly. So look at, it's very important, in my opinion, to look after these people in town as well.
Yeah.
Like even Lafernell serves us all our breads for Hooked. So it's keeping businesses going.
Yeah.
It's keeping people employed in them businesses.
Yeah.
Because you're buying off them. And obviously then that money gets spent in the town.
But that's the key, I think, isn't it? Keep the money in the circle of town, and then it gets passed from one person. For an employee, they go to the other person's business, and it's just a circle. So I think it's important if everyone supports each other. So you're definitely doing that in spades for a long time.
It benefits everyone.
Yeah. And there's a new thing, a taste tour. Is that a Christmas only thing, or is that something, or you're doing a new one for Christmas, or is that something that's kind of...
That's something, it's crazy. That's something that I thought of about 2, maybe 3 years ago, and I wanted to showcase other businesses in Sligo. So it's a taste tour, and look at it's really taken off, and we have a couple of people booked on it for Christmas. When I say a couple, we've parties booked on it for Christmas.
Yeah, big groups. Okay.
Big groups, yeah. So 12 and 14 people. And the largest one I ever done was 47, which was unreal. So what you do basically is, to give you nearly a sample of it, you come in here, you start here, you have some nice, fine, delicate food, nice glass Prosecco. I chat to you a little bit about the restaurant, the history of Sligo, the river, obviously the Garvogue River, why Sligo is called Sligo, which is the abundance of shellfish. And then we kind of take it from there. Then we leave here, and we go, the next place we go to is Hooked, and we taste some beer battered fish and chips from Killybegs, some mushy peas, and obviously the sausages. And we have local beer, Lochgill. Keeping it local with James over there. We taste a little bit of their beers that match the food. And then from there we go over to Joe and the Wine Buff. Joe does a little wine tasting, which is fantastic. We have some nice cheeses over there. And then we leave there and we go into La Fernelle. And we normally get chocolates in La Fernelle, but we don't eat them just straight away yet. Because that's normally kind of like the way that I think of it. It's like a dessert. So you'd eat that last. So then we go from there, we go across the bridge to Aisling.
The oysters?
WB's Oysters Experience. And we sit there and we sample her oysters, have a glass of wine, have a chat where the oysters come from, the reason why they taste so beautiful. Yeah. And then we normally finish it up then in Miglin's in Old Market Street, one of the oldest pubs in Sligo, and we taste a touch of the Athru whiskey.
Local whiskey as well, just out the road as well.
Absolutely.
So it's a real local little trail, and then all the local produce and suppliers. Like, so I'd heard at the taste tours. I didn't really fully. That sounds like, and that's, as you said, that's a perfect Christmas party with a difference as well. Like
it is, yeah. And we've had hen parties on it as well.
Right. Okay. So it's for everyone.
Yeah, it is for everyone. Like if you're into food, it's the perfect gift for a foodie. Yeah. And it's good fun. It's good fun.
And if people are booking that, it's just through either restaurant here yourself or Hooked, is it? Or is there a certain website for that, or a different website? Or,
yeah, I have a website for it's a Taste of Sligo with Anthony Gray. That's online. The Facebook page is up there. The Twitter page is up there. And if anyone wants to book, they just book it through any of them.
Okay, any of those sites. Very good. And I know you're up for an employer award coming up soon. Yeah. So can you tell us a bit more about what's that?
Yeah, look, I was delighted, couldn't believe it the other day. I got an email in from the government, and it's to do with the apprenticeships. And it's to do with taking on apprenticeships, or not so much that, having an employee and putting them through an apprenticeship programme. Okay. And that's done with this is always a tongue tire, the MLSETB.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
Which I think is right. Yeah. Mayo Leitrim Sligo Tourism Board or something to that.
Training board or something.
Training board, yeah. So that's done with them, and I was lucky enough, and we had a great employee here for years, and Jake Flynn, and great chef, brilliant talent. I wanted to push him myself. I wanted him to get his papers. Yeah. Okay. Because he's an unbelievable chef, but he just didn't have the papers. So we enrolled him in the apprenticeship program, and that was over a 2.5 year period, and he finished the program with a distinction, which is unbelievable. So he got all his papers. He's a top class chef. Okay. And he's one of the finest chefs I have now in both my businesses. And he's only a young guy. And now I've put another, Mohammed, an employee who's been with me here 9 years. He's now gone on to the apprenticeship program.
Okay, so if someone joins, it's not like I need to start training up to this apprenticeship now. It could be like, no, I just want to work in the kitchen, but you're now pushing them to go another level. That's all right. Okay. I didn't
Mohammed, it's a crazy story. Mohammed came to me 9 years ago, and he's a wash-up kitchen porter. And I said, look at Mohammed, I said, why don't you give the desserts a go? And lo and behold, we moved him from being a KP, a very good KP, and a KP involves cutting veg. It's not just washing dishes, it's preparing everything. And then we brought him from there, and you kind of take him under your wing, and you look after him, and you make sure that he's happy. Obviously, it's very important that all the employees are happy. And then we took him under our wing, and we pushed him along, and we got him from the KP to the dessert chef, then on to the starter section. And now I've actually said to him, look, come on, you're well able to do it as well. So I have him enrolled down in the apprenticeship program, and he's flying it, and he loves it.
Great. Well, that's great. So these awards are coming up before Christmas, is it? Or
them awards are coming up before Christmas, and I suppose it's to really highlight the fact that both businesses I've taken people and I've pushed them on, and it's a real honour, in fairness, to get it. I'm delighted, and that's going to be up in Dublin, I think in the Mansion House, and it's an achievement to get it. So I'm thrilled to be honoured to get it. So one of the ministers will be giving it to me.
Very good. Well, that'll be a nice memory. And I mean, you've been here now between the two businesses about 10 years, you were saying?
Yeah, 10 years. Eala Bhan is 10 years open. Hooked is open 4 years. Both thriving at Touchwood.
Yeah.
Some tough times, obviously, with COVID. With the rules and regulations.
Oh my God, yeah. You don't miss those.
No, which I won't even bother getting into because,
you could go in a rabbit hole. Yeah, but do you find at the moment now, even though there's still a little bit of hangover from it and, there's a new energy crisis people talk about, you still find is it still tough? It takes a lot of effort to get the crowds in still, as in, the energy to keep it driving on, I imagine, after 10 years.
It is, yeah. And like, you always have to adapt, and you always have to focus on different things and change menus. Obviously, that's what we do, seasonal. We have spring, summer, autumn, winter. But it's keeping everyone fresh. Yes, we have an energy crisis. Yes, things are tight. But, you just have to dust yourself off and get on with it. You can't stick your head in the sand because, if you do that, in business, you're gone.
Yeah, you give up. Yeah,
and you won't be long finding out. So it's a very difficult trade. But then again, it's something I love doing, something I enjoy doing. I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy showing them the food. I enjoy telling the story where it's from.
And promoting Sligo. That seems to be a huge part of your whole.
Jesus, yeah. Look at Sligo's fantastic, and I was born and raised here. Luckily enough, my father only up the road had the butcher shop. We lived above the butcher shop for 12 years. And, he used to bring me fishing, he used to bring me golfing, and obviously...
So he gave you two good passions at a young age.
Exactly, and I knew all about Sligo growing up, and I knew where to get the food, which was very, very lucky. And, Sligo's just so beautiful, it's amazing. And look at, we're punching above our weight in so many different ways. And now we've a new CEO in the county council. He's really driving it. I'm driving it, and no more than yourself, you're driving it.
There's plenty of good heads around. I think that are trying their best to put the sunny side out and promote it. And I think just the beauty of the place sells itself. So once you see it or come into like your restaurant or different bars or cafes, I mean, it's really thriving in what's been a difficult number of years. So
absolutely,
it's great to see.
Yeah.
So with the Christmas party, it's here. It's hooked. It's not just evening. It's it can be big groups, small groups. It can be lunchtime, I presume.
Absolutely, and like we're lucky enough, we have a lot of Christmas bookings in here. We have a lot of Christmas bookings in down the road, and we've two beautiful Christmas menus. We have a Christmas lunch menu in here, and we have the Christmas evening menu. And down the road, we've the Christmas menu down the road that runs all along. So like if you're about and you want to pop in, even if you just want a coffee and a chat
or a brunch, my favourite of all. It's just trying to choose which one to go for is the difficult part.
It's like an awful lot of people come into Hooked and they'd eat something one day, and in fairness, they come back maybe 2 days later and they try something different. And sure, look at that, just shows the passion down the road with Becky, head chef here, Rafi. I have two unbelievable general managers, Claudine Harness here. Claudine's with me nearly 8 years, and down the road I have Maeve, Danilio, Agnes. It's a match made in heaven.
Good. And you're enjoying the newly developed area outside Hooked as well, what the council did there.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that, stunning. It really is. It's fantastic, and as well as that, it's encouraging people to come into the town. The town looks amazing. Yeah. And down that area it looks amazing, and we have sometimes we can give out about the roadworks and stuff like that, but there's an old saying, you have to break eggs to make omelettes,
for sure.
And once that's done, and once you see it, well then you just go, look at fair play to them, and fair play to them is right.
No, it's really becoming a much brighter, much more nicer place to walk around as well, I find. So as I said, that makes it easier for people to get to your place and go again.
Absolutely.
So people just check out Hooked or Eala Bhan. It's easy enough to find all these things online. And the taste tours, that sounds like a really special evening for a group of people.
The taste tours as well, and that's flying it. And look at it's a special event. It's a special tour. It's very close to my heart, and I just love enhancing it and pushing things. And obviously, if you want to go to Hooked, if you want to go to Eala Bhan, check them all out online.
Check them out. And the good old gift vouchers, I'm sure, are available for the ideal Christmas present. If you're not sure what to buy someone, everyone likes a good evening out. So
absolutely. And we've been very lucky in one sense with the gift vouchers because obviously we changed with the times, and now you can just buy them online.
Oh, okay.
You know,
okay.
you
So
just
if
go
you forget
online.
on Christmas Eve, oops, I didn't get something, you can just get it there and then.
And I've often seen it, which is crazy on Christmas Day.
Last minute.
Lastminute.com, bang, the email would come in, a voucher for €50, and I go, wow, somebody's forgotten.
Really forgotten. Yeah.
So there you go, you can get everything online.
Good. Well, Anthony, listen, the best of luck with the two businesses. They're going from strength to strength, and they're here for a number of years, and keep up the positivity of Sligo. And lovely to chat to you, and lovely to have you on the Sligo Show.
Thanks very much, Brendan. Fair play.
Cheers. So thanks to Anthony for joining us on the Sligo Show. Don't forget to check out Eala Bhan, Hooked online. It's very easy to find them all, or the taste tours. If you're planning not just a Christmas party, an evening out, a family event. So have a great Christmas if we don't see you before then. And thanks to Anthony, the team here, for having us. So if you liked what you just seen, don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel here. We've loads of great interviews from a load of really interesting people over the series. And if you're on social media, which I'm sure loads of you are, we are on Instagram and Facebook, so give us a follow there.